Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 9th to the 15th, 2025 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you are interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. If you are sound sensitive, this is the time to mute the reading, let the healing energy wash over you, and then unmute the reading when you see me pick up the singing bowl. So now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. Let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay. So we're crowned with the 9 of Swords. Interesting. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Swords. We have the World. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Knight of Air. We have the Tower, which makes sense. We have the Page of Swords, angels and spirit guides. And we have the 10 of Wands. Okay. Give me just a moment. Let's take it all in. This week has an intensity to it that you might be like, Dana, I don't want it. And I completely understand and I completely get it. But it does have an intensity to it that being forewarned about can really help you traverse everything a lot more easily. So here with the 9 of Swords, we're crowned with overthinking. We're crowned with a worry that keeps us up at night. Or we can just, be like wanting an escape, and you know how sometimes you're on your phone or you're on your phone and you're just scrolling and you're like, oh, I'll stop when something really good comes up or when like this itch that is in my mind is scratched. And then you wind up being on there for hours and you're like, I don't even know how this happened. I'm exhausted. So just be mindful about that because we can really get into that trap this week that isn't the best for us at all. So calling that out right now is going to be super important as well. We are going to have a tendency for worry, for doubt, for our mind to be on a hamster wheel. Now, things that we can do to calm that worry and release that fear, we could exercise, that is a good way to do things. Go for a walk before we go to sleep at night, if it is safe, of course. We can do tapping. Now, we can do tapping on our vagus nerve, which is like we can tap our collarbone all the way down our torso, and that can help to relax and to just make us nice and calm. We can take a warm shower, a warm bath before bed can also be very relaxing, very calming for us. Anything that we can do to have our mind, have our mind just be more chill, that's going to be really important. Now we can also do tapping, okay? So we can tap on either thigh, right? Back and forth, or we could do the butterfly and tap on our shoulders, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So just making sure you can see that. And that can help activate both sides of our mind, which can help us if we're thinking about anything that's really stressful, right? Think about that thing, think about that stress, what emotion that brings up, and just see what comes forward. Excuse me. What needs to be released. Let me just take a sip of water here. All right. So doing those things, and sometimes we have a lot in us. So if we do the tapping, we can do EMDR, which is going a step further, right? But we might want to have somebody in the house with us in case we have a really big emotional reaction. We can want to be alone in case we, have a big emotional reaction and we just want to kind of work through it ourselves. I'm not a medical professional, nor do I pretend to be one. So if we can have guidance in that area, that's great. And if you can't, this is just tapping. If you can focus on that energy yourself and really embrace that, that will also be very beneficial. But also massaging the top of your ears, giving you some pressure points in acupressure, right? That can help to open up the mind and balance the body. So giving you some points there just because of the amount of stress that can come into the body from worry and fear, especially when we sleep. If our body is worried and upset, it can take us longer to be able to heal, to be able to relax, to be able to really get into that good sleep. So just being aware of that here. Sagittarius. With the Ace of Cups, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift of healing, beautiful love. There's a lot coming in from the heart. It's so interesting because, we have so much of the mind coming forward, and then we have the gift of the heart leading us. And here, it's like the heart needs to talk to the mind, and the mind needs to talk to the heart. But we're not always going to be on the same page. And we're a little bit afraid of being vulnerable and letting the heart want what it wants. Not in a, kind of like teenage reckless way, but in the sense of, I need to listen to my emotions. I need to stop pushing me down in order to just be kind of like a machine. We do this week want to be very productive, very prosperous, very get things done. I mean, who doesn't, right? But we need to embrace our emotions, and we need to be kind to ourselves here as well. Emotions can kind of well up like tears. It can make us cry. It can make us a little bit more quick to respond to things emotionally. So being aware of that is going to be super important. We don't have us taking it right now. We can subconsciously, but right now, what we're going to be looking at is this gift coming in, and we're overthinking, overprocessing it, and Spirit is saying, hey, why don't you feel this? Why don't you let you step into your emotions? The 10 of Swords is being reborn. This is my minor arcana death card, a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. But it's also overkill. We can be overthinking, overanalyzing, over fixating on something. So just knowing that that's a theme during this week, so that if we think, wow, am I obsessing about this? Probably. We can kind of call ourselves out on it and then ground ourselves. That's going to be very important. With the 10 of Swords, there is also a sense of taking all the knowledge that we have, all the understanding that we have, and pulling it out, like pulling out the way that we were stabbed in the back. So that becomes knowledge, that becomes our arsenal, that becomes our power. With the 9 of Pentacles, stand in the moment. It is going to be so easy to go to the future, to go to the past during this time mentally. It kind of even feels physically like, oh, I'm working for this, I'm doing for that. And it's in the past, it's in the future. And Spirit is saying, stand right here, right now, and show yourself grace. Be very proud of what you have done and embrace the energy that praises you for where you stand right now, right? For the hard work you've been through, for what you are achieving in your life. With the 6 of Swords, you will be moving forward during this week, even though there's fear here. There's going to be things that you're doing that are going to be celebrating you, that are going to be opening up the door. But it's a slow, steady move forward. It is a sense of, okay, let's be a little bit apprehensive. Not apprehensive, let's be a little bit cautious, right? Because we don't want to just go paddle out into the water and not be aware of our surroundings, right? So here, just being aware of that we have gathered up a heck of a lot more knowledge than we realize, but that the move, the transition is intense, is overwhelming at times, and we need to show ourselves grace with that. The world is opening up to us. And that is a beautiful thing. That is a powerful thing. And as the world opens up to us, I have a little blue jay just dancing outside the window. So there's something here about freedom and opening up to opportunities that is coming in with the world, which I think is magnificent. It moves us then to the Knight of Swords. It's being the hero of our story. But we're also going to be very drawn to energy that speaks plainly, right? That statement, Spirit just said, speak plainly, but carry a big stick, right? So here, or I don't know if that's the way it goes, but that's what Spirit said. So here with the Knight of Swords, what we are going to be doing is very drawn to air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And they don't have to be air sign energy, like their sun sign doesn't have to be air sign energy. It can be other places in their chart. But people who really embrace their voice, who move forward in being the hero of their destiny, taking the reins, going after what it is that we want, what it is that they want, and what it is that we want. We're going to be very inspired to emulate this action and to be the hero of our story as the world opens. We are very frustrated. We're waiting for people to see, waiting for people to, kind of be the hero for us. And as much as we might not want this, and I know people get mad when Spirit says we become the hero of our story, but that's what we are doing during this time and during this week. We are becoming the hero of our story. We are seeing ourselves transform, and we have a tower time. We are becoming a hero after a time of tremendous change. We have changed irrevocably. Like there is no one that would argue that we haven't changed, that we haven't evolved, that we haven't transformed. And that is very important here. So with the tower coming forward, our world has been turned upside down at points. We have questioned, we have seeked, we have gained greater understandings. And now what we are doing is we are looking at things and saying, how do I rebuild? How do I move forward? How do I get to where it is that I want to be? How do I stop being afraid? How do I stop worrying? And getting us to a place of center and calm is just sacredly important for us during this time. And as we do so, the Page of Air comes in. Where was your voice silenced when you were little? Where were you told, no, stop talking? Where were you told that your dreams were silly? And it's not like, it can't even be that you were one of those kids that talked and talked and talked, right? And people just needed a bit of quiet. So they just said, stop talking. But that really wounded you. And people would be like, well, you never stopped talking. You even talked in your sleep, type of thing. But the wounds that it inflicts on us is bigger than what we know, is bigger than what we're consciously aware of, the way our subconscious takes things. So being aware of this during this time is really important. We can have air sign energy around us, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that are children who ask a lot of questions, but also who could talk a lot. I'm just seeing that come through, that kid that just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. And we could be like, just stop. And that could be a light bulb moment for us, a oh my gosh moment where it's like, oh, I get it. I see it. I become aware. So just being aware of this. But where were you silenced? Okay? Not because of, well, it could be because of frustrations of others, but also because you were seen as inadequate. Okay? And I know that's a harsh thing to say, but because you asked too many questions, or they couldn't answer the questions, right? Or you needed more attention, more work. And people said, why is it so much harder with you than with everybody else? Because you called out the nonsense. In Sagittarius, it's very much a Sagittarius thing. Even with Sagittarius children, it's like truth and balance is very important to Sagittarius energy. Questions upon questions upon questions. You will call out. You will also want to walk different paths than other people. You would want to go deeper. You would want to see more. And so here, what you're doing is you're breaking out of this place where going deeper and seeing more is bad. And you are stepping into the fact that it is good. And you are being empowered and you are being emboldened. And it is you now releasing the weight, releasing the burdens that you've been carrying, so that you only see the dirt on your shoes, so that you only feel overwhelmed and chaotic. And now you are releasing that and saying, there's so much more here, right? I can see the birds flying. I can, look up at the trees. I can look up at the sky. I can be inspired again. And this week is about regaining your inspiration, but it's also the fact that you're going to have a tendency to take on too much. With the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, these are the really intense 10s where too much is coming at us. We complete a cycle, right? We complete a understanding of things mentally and passionately. But it does take its toll, right? It is a tower time. It takes its toll. It has a cost, but it opens up the world. And its cost is that we have to stop being afraid. We can look at the news, we can look at the world, and we can become terrified, right? It's really easy. And we have been able to do this, looking at the news, looking at the world, and be terrified for years now. And now it is time to say, I'm embracing my transformation. I'm standing the here and the now, and I am being a beacon of love and of hope and of caring and of compassion. And I'm changing my world. And as you do so, the world opens to you and says, I've been waiting for a hero like this, because the world is waiting for heroes of truth and heroes of, power of voice, and heroes that, move forward and move in the energy of why they were born, to connect, to grow, to love, and to walk gently on this planet. It moves us to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So this one, oh, the blue jay, which was dancing right outside the window. That is amazing. Oh, I love that. It says the time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. That's it. It's time. It's your time. It's time to move forward. It's time to go after it. And it's time to see yourself. It brings us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, and show me clearly. We have two that fall out. This is universal light, and this is holistic health. So universal light is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above our crown. Holistic health is about listening to our bodies. It's the root chakra, at the root of us. There are certain things our bodies need, that our souls are longing for, and we need to feed it. We need to feed ourselves appropriately. We need to take care of ourselves and honor ourselves and listen to our bodies. That is so important, and this is one of my most favorite cards. And universal light is connecting with the universe, opening up the doors, seeing ourselves in a different way than we are just here right now doing XYZ. We are connected to so much more. We have stardust that runs through our veins. Greatness is a part of us. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. This is the 2 of Cups. Be mindful, okay, of being resistant to healing during this week, because we can get really stubborn. We can get really kind of like embedded in our ways. And sometimes that's going to work really well for us in certain situations, right? We need to be stubborn. We need to be, fierce and determined and just move like that. But during this week, we are having such a beautiful gift come forward of healing and compassion and love. And we're afraid to take it. Our energy is all over the place that we don't even realize we need to take it. So here, don't be afraid of healing. Don't be afraid of connecting. But we will also be very drawn to energy that is more force than actual gentle healing. We'll see somebody who is an actual healer, right? A person who has these beautiful powers to them, right? This beautiful learning to them. And we'll think of them as weak, or we'll think of them as flighty, or, whatever. Like they don't match the idea of what we think we should be seeing. And then we'll see somebody who's all bluster and bluff in an empty show, right? Like the poem goes, they have no substance, but they have a really good packaging. And we can be very intrigued by that. So just be mindful about that during this week. It's not to say that we are gullible, but it is to say that we are going to be more inclined to judge things of the world, in the ego sense than in the energy sense. So just being aware of that is going to be important. Kind of put yourself back to center and say, oh, hey, how does this feel again? Like, how is this grounding me? All right, our subconscious spirit message is the Heron, and it says, let go of conventions and follow your own unique path. And that is one of my favorite cards. I love that. Our subconscious chakra message is abundance. Once again, we have the root chakra. And as you know, if you're part of this family, tapping your tailbone, taking your fingers like this, like an okay sign, tapping your tailbone, tapping your kidneys is a fantastic way to release negative blocked energy. Also, you can kind of massage by going like this, like your hand, the back of your hand, the front of your hand, whichever is easier for you, probably the back of the hand for most people. And to release the energy and to let things flow. And if we cannot do that, we can just visualize the energy flowing through us and really paying attention to our root chakra, our tailbone, and letting the energy flow through the tailbone, being a part of the greater power and of the universe. Our subconscious energy here to be mindful of is the King of Cups, which is very interesting because we have the Ace of Cups here, right? This is a different deck, so the connection isn't as great, but we need to be very mindful during this time of people using our emotions against us. And that can be why we're so hesitant to step into the land of emotions, to really embrace kind of our empathic, psychic abilities during this week, because people have been using that against us and we've put up walls. And one of the tricks for this week is to embrace our emotions without having people manipulate us or being afraid of manipulation. The King of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the moon, Pisces energy, time frame February 19th to March 20th. We are in Pisces energy now, and this is a sense of connecting with our dreams, looking at what it is that we desire, or how it is that we want to move forward in our dreams, in our ideas, opening up the doors for us. And that's going to be very important. The moon is here connecting with the shadows of things, connecting with the complexity of things, and also pulling forward what we are afraid of and how we have doubted ourselves and held ourselves back. All right. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I know it's been an intense one. It will be a very good week. Don't think, oh no, it's awful, I'm just going to pull the covers over my head and wait till next week. Because here it is confronting your power. It is confronting what it is that you need. It is letting a season of change come forward. And it's of the mind and of our passions. And it is embracing transformation and abundance. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this week and of ourselves. And again, if you are sound sensitive, time to mute. If you are not, take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed week. Bye.